Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good. Thank you. Oh, thanks so much for having me. Yeah.
Thank you for agreeing to do this. It's amazing to host you. You're the first female drummer we're hosting on this series, and I'm excited that it's going to open the door for many more to come forward and share their experience
Yeah, of course.
and help the community learn from their amazing experience. Thank you so much.
Amazing. It's lovely to meet you as well, and well done for all the hard work, just promoting many drummers, female, male drummers in your channels. They're really, really lovely, and it's such an honor for me to be here and to join this series and your channel. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you for that feedback. Thank you very much. So without much ado, I'll start by probably reading a bit of your profile. Um, and then we go ahead and have a chat and ask you some questions and see what we can learn from you. That's okay.
Absolutely. How do I pronounce your name?
Tayo,
Olutayo.
Olutayo, yeah.
Olutayo. Oh, lovely, lovely. So I'm Migdalia, and you can call me Mix or Mig or you know something in between.
Okay, okay, cool. All right, so let me pull out the profile, please. So we have here with us Migdalia. She's an internationally acclaimed Mexican-British drummer, renowned for her versatility in jazz, musical theater, and beyond. She's currently active in the UK's musical scene, and her credits include the Six the Musical and Little Shop of Horrors and the Kick Musical. Okay, she was named the Woman of the Year in Mexico in 2022, and she continues to inspire many others through her performances and advocacy. So it's amazing. When I read your profile, I was like, this lady has climbed a lot of platforms, and there's something really worth learning from that exposure, that experience. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been an amazing journey. Obviously, it hasn't been easy at all, but I've had that passion, and also I think that I haven't let go of the opportunities that are given by having this mentality of not taking anything for granted. So if it's small or big or anything, I see it already as an addition.
Mm.
Because it's not always about playing the biggest gigs or the biggest venues. It's usually the connections that you make, the networking that you make, and even the how that affects your playing and yourself as a musician. For instance, if I'm playing a small gig that it's a little bit outside my scope or something, that is already a learning opportunity for me to prepare or to play it, that is different to what I usually do. Which was pretty much the case with musical theater. As you mentioned, I'm a jazz drummer, and that's pretty much what I focused on Berklee. But I've been exposed to different genres, so I always consider myself very versatile. And then I hit the theater, and I'm like, wow, this is already outside, but it has given me so many other tools that I can apply even to my normal work. And then that just opens lots of work and lots of other opportunities in different places. So you're usually busy, which is a lovely thing as a female player, because you usually don't even get to the door, for auditions and things like that. So reputation and being easy to work with is always a fantastic thing to have as a musician, as it also opens a lot of opportunities.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. So how did you first get into drumming, and what motivated you to pursue it professionally?
So I come from a musical family. Both my mom and my brother are pianists. I cannot even play chopsticks for some reason, but my mom always saw that I had good rhythm, and she always said, "Oh, you need to play percussion. You need to play percussion." So um, there were not a lot of opportunities back in Mexico for female players and percussionists or drummers or anything. So I started in church, and I think that is a fantastic place to play, because there's a purpose for playing, and also it's a forgiving place. So you're literally playing for an audience, each Sunday. You get to play a lot of different styles of music, and it's usually on the go. You know, people normally, I mean, meet like to rehearse either before playing or just a day before. So you have to think on your feet when things go wrong and improvise and make it sort of like an accompaniment. Yeah, that's the word. For the people singing as well. So that balance of like being a drummer, like being so loud, you know, just trying to make it comfortable for other people, like, because everybody's participating, isn't it? So I think that helped me quite a lot. And then um I went on. I never sort of had I mean, I always wanted to be a professional player, obviously, but in Mexico I was very realistic about the situation, especially as a female musician. So I studied business, like marketing, finance, and all of that.
Wow.
And when I finished, an opportunity came for me to go to the 5-week program at Berklee. And that was the beginning. Then I auditioned and I got in, and I was in a stage of my life where even though I already finished a degree, I was still sort of young and fresh to pursue another one. And I had no commitments, you know, as in with family or anything like that. So coming from a musical background, there was a lot of support for me to pursue that. So my mom pretty much said, and my parents, you know, they were like, it's now or never. And I never expected, you know, to end up in the best, you know, music college in the world, like contemporary. So it was quite an adventure, and it opened so many other aspects of music for me that I wasn't aware that they were there, but I wasn't aware, as in somebody explained it to me, like the reasoning why. So I think I grew up a lot during my time over there, and also met a lot of fantastic people.
Okay. That's an interesting kickoff to the career. Interesting. Okay, so the next question I ask for you, especially as a female drummer, what has been your biggest challenge that you faced in establishing yourself in the music industry, and how did you overcome it?
Well, I think it's an ongoing challenge. People are more aware now and they're trying to tackle it. But I think to me it's just that trust when you come into a room full of male musicians, and when they see a female playing such a male-dominated instrument, they already go like, you know, thinking that immediately, you know, you get labeled, you get rated, you get like all this sort of what's the perceptions, you know, preconceptions of just a girl playing drums. So it's that proving yourself every single time that you walk into unknown territories. And that's the easy bit of like, oh, I can already walk in, is just getting into the room, you know, because people get really like doubtful even before listening to you. So if there is anything, any audition or any opportunity or whatever, and you send your information or anything, just seeing the name of a girl like already puts you in a nope, we're gonna contact the guys. And it has happened to me so many times. Yeah, so I think at some point, even in the past, I wouldn't write my name, I would just write my initials, just to at least get a chance in the room, because I knew that once I was there, I could manage it and I could do it, and I could show them that I'm just as good as any other male drummer, that I shouldn't be labeled. But now I don't do that. I stand with who I am and with my work. And I think that working 10 times more in order to get to the same place actually paid off, because it made me more resilient and also better for things that have to be sort of on demand. Like if I get a last minute gig, I have no problem doing it. Well, it depends, but like I have confidence, and I know that I can do it, just because I have to be ready every single time, and I have to be as clean as possible, and you know, always showing my absolute best game for every gig. So I don't think it was necessary to or it's necessary to sort of put female musicians in general through that. But in the end, you know, it's like I say, you always take the positives, and it's a skill now that has opened me other doors, you know, just to be able to adapt quickly and do a good job.
That's brilliant. Being able to adapt quickly. Okay, and take the best out of the situation, make the best out of what should supposedly be a negative situation, and turn it into a positive experience for yourself. That's amazing. That's amazing. You said in your bio, we read that you went to Berklee College. I think that's a very prestigious music school. And so how has that really helped you in shaping your music career, in shaping your drumming, or your overall music career? How has going to a lot of drummers don't go to music school. So how does what was the difference for you?
Well, I was very fortunate, you know, that I had teachers that I didn't have to go through any of that. Like they literally just trusted you immediately just for being there. And they were so supportive, but also sort of adapted to what they had. That's the nice thing about Berklee, that it's not like a series of musicians that can do exactly the same. They actually take from all backgrounds, and then they just cater for the needs of everyone, you know. So um that's why, you know, there's so much talent, because talent isn't just reading a piece, you know, perfectly and playing every single dot written in it. It's also the art of improvising. It's also the art of adapting or giving meaning to the groups that you're playing, and feeling the music also as well, you know, with other tools, you know, like understanding music, understanding form, understanding structure, and language as well, especially in jazz. But, you know, it is so subjective, and it doesn't make you a better musician if you do this or if you do that. You know, everybody is different, and that's exactly why, you know, we celebrate that. But at Berklee, I had the opportunity to be exposed to a lot of genres again, and go a little bit more in depth, but also to play a lot with very good musicians. And I think that if you rock up to a class, then, you know, same mentality is like, well, this is not a jam. This is graded, you know, somebody's paying for it, or I am paying for it, you know. So when there's value in exchange as well, like just like with gigs, something is expected from you. So I couldn't just rock up and make stuff up, like if the class was not about that. So the preparation and stuff. So it's in terms of organizing how, you know, you want to be perceived, because right now you're studying, but these people already know you when you were a student. So why would they take you after having a bad experience with you, you know? Like, so you're already starting your career there, because most people in that room might end up or will end up with international artists and stuff, and they'll remember you. So because I was a bit older, that was my mindset of like, take as much as I can, as in, you know, knowledge and stuff, but also the relationships and the networking, and also having a good reputation of like who I am and stuff. It starts there. So yeah, it also offers the facilities and access to a lot of not just amazing teachers and artists, but also amazing equipment and resources. So it's a dreamland for any musician, you know, to be in that place.
Oh, that's amazing. I wish a representative of Berklee was here to hear you. Not talking much for Berklee, but that was a good
I'm like,
testimonial.
my check will be in the mail. Yeah.
Brilliant. Music school. I've not been to music school before. I did a little bit of music reading when I was learning drums, but I could not keep up. So I had to be the drummer that plays by hearing.
Well, I mean, that is me sometimes, you know, like it just depends on the gig. And I can totally say, like, when I went to Berklee, I didn't have the background that many people did. That's why I'm even more grateful that they took me without even asking. Like I auditioned as part of the program, and then I got in, but I didn't have all the grading and stuff that doesn't exist in Mexico. So a lot of it was by ear, and I wouldn't change that at all, because sometimes those are the gigs that I get, you know, like last minute, and they get me because I sound different and I can make it work.
Yeah.
You know, so I am like that, and I can relate, and I respect that 100%, you know. but it has also helped me that I developed the other side of it, especially with theater work or with orchestral work and stuff. So that makes you just a more complete musician. But you know, if I have more ad libs, you know, in the score, that's even better for me, you know. So sometimes some arrangers ask, you know, whoever the musical director is, like, who's on drums? Oh, it's Migdalia, and they don't even write anything, you know. They know that whatever they write, I will play something nicer, or they would just trust me with my taste in whatever my take is gonna be for that song.
All right, let's talk about endorsements. I want to know, how have endorsements, because you have quite a handful of endorsements. You have quite a handful of endorsements. That's brilliant. So how has it really influenced you? How has endorsements with various brands influenced your career and business strategies? And I like the fact that you said you studied business and marketing. So how endorsements helped you?
Well, to me, because this is the thing that I think a lot of musicians get wrong. You know, they think like getting an endorsement is equal to getting freebies. And that's not how it works. If you go with that mentality, they can smell it a mile away, by the way. But is the relationship that you build with a brand that is usually bigger than you know, or that is equal for artists that are already like quite established and that play with like worldwide celebrities and stuff like that. But in a business setting, it's usually doing business with someone is a win-win, you know. So it's not someone just sending you gifts and you just using them and stuff. Might work for some people, you know, but it's usually right now, especially right now with social media and doing pretty much your own marketing and stuff, it's a relationship where you sort of, you scratch my back and scratch yours. But even like that, I don't take it like that. I take it as I'm representing this brand because I like that brand, you know, and you know, I believe, you know, what they're playing. Otherwise, I wouldn't sign with them. So if I like that brand, I'm like, this sounds great. So it doesn't take me making up stuff up. So for instance, when I have a gig and I know that it sounds great, like I have a few recordings where, for instance, my cymbals sound gorgeous, you know, I'm like, I post something about that. Obviously, if you use hashtags, if you tag people, it's not just one person doing the marketing. It's two now. You know, it's the brand that is endorsing you and it's you. And it's the same thing with them. So for instance, with followers and things like that. So they might have, I don't know, 10,000 followers. You have other 10,000. Instead of reaching 10,000, you're already reaching 20. You know, so it is a joint effort of two products, let's say, because you're one, working together, and at the same time it's already content that you were going to post anyway, you know. So having that support, like for instance, my endorsements is not, I mean, I not just post photos and, you know, like they repost them and stuff. Like I got the opportunity to go to NAM by Bosphorus Cymbals, and then there I made a presentation of the cymbals to different clients of them, so they can see, the clients, that there's, it's not the seller trying to sell them, it's someone that actually uses the cymbals, an artist that is in the UK, is not even in Turkey, playing them and telling them these sound great, and you're also there playing them and making them sound great. So there's no sort of like any hidden sort of trick in it. It's literally the product and the other product working together and getting more people either to be aware or to get involved or to use them. So that's how I approach it. Obviously, like everything extra that comes is great, you know, because obviously you need it. Like I need a lot of sticks, so Vater sends me sticks, and every time I have a chance, I did stuff for them for the UK drum show, and I love them, you know, so there is not a lot of convincing to be done, you know, for me to tell you like, you know, this sounds great. And then you listen to my videos and it sounds good. So it's a full cycle of how the endorsements work. So yeah, there are many approaches. That's mine, you know, I would only use what I like. And if there can be a relationship with them that can be nurtured through marketing, communication, events, and willingness to even do sometimes like things like, well, for instance, I'm gonna be at the drum show anyway. I'm gonna stop by the Vater booth. If I can help talk to people and stuff, that's fine. I don't expect them to pay me for that, you
Yeah.
know, but I'm pretty much a user and I love them and I want other people to try them as well. Might not be their stick, might be their stick, you know, but it's me, you know, just being there and trying to sort of let people like know that they're a great product, you know. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So drummers endorsement is not about freebies. It's about
no,
relationship. Relationship. That's what I picked from there. It's not about freebies, it's about relationships. I like that.
yeah. I mean, the freebies can come, you know, and they come and stuff. But if you go there with an approach of just receiving and not giving anything back, then I don't think that will work because as I said, unless you're like Dennis Chambers or like David Garibaldi or people like that already, that you might be, you know, but normally like the people asking for endorsement, they don't ask for them. They get approached. You
Yeah.
know, I was lucky enough to get approached by one of the companies. With the other ones, I've approached them because I really like them, and sometimes it works as freebies, sometimes it works as discounts, like artist discounts, artist programs. You get invited to events, you get invited to masterclasses. Sometimes you have to do little masterclasses yourself, and things like that. You know, that also as an artist, it gives you exposure. Like if you're obviously going to have a masterclass, like you get people to know your work and not just how you play, but I can also throw that I have a quartet or I have other gigs that then they can attend. So it's, you know, if you use it properly, then it is, as I said, it's a win-win for everyone, and it gives exposure for everyone as well as, you know, uh, a bit of savings or free stuff as well.
Cool. I think it's most professional drummers, I think it's their dream at some point they will like to identify with one brand or thereabout. It's their dream. So it's a very deep topic to talk about and to dive into.
Yeah,
All right. So
yeah.
the next question I'll ask you, we will build on that, talking about business. Okay. So can you discuss some of the key business strategies that you've employed to manage and grow your career and your finances in the music industry?
Yeah. Well, first of all, people need to know who you are. You know, you can be an amazing drummer and always record videos from your living room, and that's okay if that's what you want. Like if you want to be known on Instagram and maybe get monetized by them, that's great. I think that the first thing is to establish what you want to do. Also, obviously plans don't go along like you usually plan them. So in that attempt, other things might come up. You know, like for instance, with me, it was the pandemic. I started doing videos online just to start like building presence, you know, but always with the mindset of like, I want gigs when things reopen. You know, I don't wanna record from home. That's not me. I like playing, I like performing, I like playing in front of people. So there's, you know, people that like to be educators online. That's great. Sometimes I do things as well, but that's not my passion. My passion is to play in front of people.
Mm.
So building presence right now, I think that it is a fantastic time to do that because all the tools are given to you. You
Yeah.
don't need, I mean, you obviously need promoters and things like that for bigger gigs and stuff, but the short term, it's controlled by you, you know. So I want to be someone that wants to be true to myself. I also want to portray a little bit of who I am. Like, for instance, I'm a mom, you know, like I post a few things of my family, but mainly my gigs, my career, my drums, my likings. And I try to be, you know, like show a little bit my sense of humor, but I try to be formal, like take it seriously so people can take me seriously.
Mm.
You know, so usually the content that you will see especially on my Instagram, is all music related with the different gigs that I've had. So those are my biggest tools. I do newsletters sometimes. People want to sign up for that, just updating if I have anything coming up. Obviously, my website is always up to date. So that's the strategy for me to get established. And then the difficult part is actually getting the work that will pay for that. So I do think that if you're starting from zero, you will need a little bit of investment from somewhere. In gear, online presence, it doesn't have to be huge, you know, the key people, you know, if you have the key people that would look at your stuff or that would recommend you for other things, it's usually like, especially here in the UK, a lot of it comes from word of mouth, and also Facebook opportunities as well. If you have everything ready, as in your CV, your portfolio, your videos and stuff that is good quality, you know, and obviously it is what you do. If you're lying, then you're gonna get caught, and they're not gonna call you again.
Yeah.
Then you can react quickly. So if you see something, bang, this is my stuff. I already sent it to you. I already email you. Sometimes they get back to you. Sometimes they don't. You keep trying, you know. If you're given a gig, I am 100% sure that there's going to be someone in that gig that will call you again, either for the same thing or for another thing, you know. So then there's a snowball, but you have to start somewhere. And for instance, as a drummer, like I find, like, if you want to gig in London, that's okay. If you want to do theater, that's okay. But if you want to do, for instance, function stuff and things like that, expand a little bit, you need a car, you know. And then like things like that, like, okay, well, I need a car, I need a drum kit, I need mics, you know, basic stuff. If that's sorted, then I can do that, unless it is provided for you. But I usually have like everything for everything, like, you know what I mean? But usually the next gig then pays for the stuff I invested. And then that thing rolls until you actually start generating profit, you know. But there has to be a start, you know. If you try to sort of get away, like, people don't like that, especially like high-end, for instance, in function, high-end weddings, or like jazz clubs that don't have like a drum kit, or even theater shows. Like, if the drummer says, well, I don't have a drum kit, then they might hire a guy that has a drum kit because the theater doesn't want to pay for hiring a drum kit, you know what I mean? So there, at least for me, those are key things when you're trying to invest in yourself and in the presence. And then once people get to know you, then gigs just come, you know. But yeah, I don't usually just let them come. Like, I try to find myself, like, if I want something, it's a combination of things, you know, push and pull, I guess.
Okay, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So the first step is that you need to be known as a drummer if you want to begin to make sense of getting into the career and making some money. Making some money.
Yeah.
We'll wrap up in about 10 minutes time, but I'll have two more questions for you. And one of them is, what advice, if you're going to give an advice to an aspiring musician or aspiring drummer, what's that one advice that you give to a young drummer or musician that will help them make a difference in the industry? And
Yeah.
anywhere they are, wherever they are in the world.
Yeah. Well, to play with people, to jam with people, to get to know people, get better in what you do. Gigs might fall from the sky from some people, gigs might not. Ask for help, ask for opportunities. It doesn't, you know, doesn't hurt if you're good and you're ready. Like, get that experience, you know. If you think you're not, sit in with people, go to gigs, you know, get that, like, that true idea of what a professional working musician is. Because sometimes it does look very glamorous sometimes, but like, it's not, it's hard, but it is so worth it, you know, because then you get to do the gig, you get to, you know, to portray yourself in massive events or small events that are like so good and so rich in the music, and it's very satisfying. But it's a hard process, and you need endurance to do that. But as I said, it's so worth it to do what you love, and then you don't consider it as work, you know. And as I said, it builds you in other ways. So yeah, my advice is just work, like people say, well, work hard. That's it. People work hard, but talk to people, network, put yourself out there, sit in, look for opportunities, shadow people as well. Try to choose like a sort of a branch in the industry that you would like to be in. If there's if there's a few, that's okay as well. I'm sure that at some point they all connect, with the same people. But yeah, that's pretty much what I would advise. Get good gear. Yeah.
Great, brilliant. This is the 5th episode in this Millionaire drama series, and one common word that keeps popping up from episode 1 to episode 5 is the word networking. Like it's like if we're going to look at the top 5 strategies in this industry, networking, I'm sure, will be the top 5. If you don't know, if any drummer does not have that skill, probably won't go far. If I'm right.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. That's key.
And I think networking looks different, especially nowadays. Like you don't have to literally like talk to people face to face, even though it's better. You can do it online. You can send an email, you can reach out, you can do it by connecting with people, being in groups, being in forums, things like that. The networking is it can be approached in different ways because nobody has the time like to go to every or the stamina like to go out every single night like to me. You meet people on the gig. So that's pretty much your networking as well. Like doing a good job is already your presentation card. And then at the end, hey, can I have your number? This is my card. Done. Because your work already spoke for it, and that's why like showing up on time, know exactly what you're going to play. Try to also read the room, if for instance, if you're being too loud and stuff and people are just like, if it's like an acoustic gig or whatever, just make it comfortable for everyone else, like not just your needs. And I know as drummers it's difficult, but I think that people appreciate that, and then they would know that you're easy to work with and you're reliable, and you're solid, and they will call you again. They might be even the ones asking you for your details, so.
Cool. And talking about networking, the UK drum show is coming up in September.
Yes.
Are you going to be there?
Yes, I'm planning to be there. There's actually a few female drummers that are gonna join as well, and some of them are gonna perform. Last year I had the opportunity to be a panelist. This year I'm still waiting for a few confirmations, but I might be doing something nice. Otherwise, I'm just gonna go there visiting and just networking with people and saying hello to friends, and stuff like that. Because in the end, it's a community, and as I've been telling people, like you cannot do all the jobs, so it's always appreciated when you recommend someone else. If you're offered something and you cannot do it, then you just pass it on, and then those people might pass it on to you later on, but don't expect that either, but that's how it works. It's a community, and we look after each other, to make sure that everybody has an opportunity.
Brilliant. I look forward to seeing you there. I'll be there. I'll book the ticket.
Oh, lovely. Amazing.
I'll look out for you.
Is it the first time that you attend, or have you been?
Yeah, it's the first time. It's the first time I heard
Amazing.
about it, and I followed the page and I checked it out, and I purchased my ticket for the first day of the weekend.
Oh, amazing. Is there any particular shows that you're attending, like clinics or something?
No, I've not really looked at the details of the lineup. But I'm just going to come in that day, spend the whole day, and get as much as
Amazing.
Yeah, for me, it's networking. It's just networking, meeting people, and trying to understand the industry here in the UK. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. No. Looking forward to meeting you in person, and thanks for this. Hopefully, like it would be helpful for a few people out there that are looking for opportunities in the industry. I know that there's enough work, and it's a combination of things, just like any other job, but this one is it's a little more special, especially being a drummer, but it can work. If it worked for me, like coming from another country and sort of having to sort out a lot of things first, and then having kids and all that, I'm sure that it will work for so many other people.
Yeah, true. So final thoughts before we say bye. What's one lesson or piece of advice that you wish you had known earlier in your career that could benefit the company?
That's a loaded question to finish. Ah, man. Well, I would say like don't, like if somebody told me like don't take things too personally, you know, like it's not usually about you all the time. People consider a lot of things, not always the best drummer gets the gig. You know, that's something I also learned. And you know, just be kind regardless. You know, it doesn't help like, you know, just getting upset about things or, you know, making big deal, because sometimes and most of the time it's not even about you. You know, so yeah, that I think that will definitely have helped a while ago, because I discovered that myself like after a few, you know, like bad situations.
Yeah.
Don't overthink. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but if things happen for a reason, and if this works and if this doesn't, I'm sure that there's something better for you out there.
Yeah, cool, brilliant. So it's not about you. And if in the first episode, I think the first episode, his name is Itinujo, he said something like that. That don't think you are too special, something like that. I can't
Yeah,
see, but
exactly.
something in line about
Exactly.
it's not really about you, it's
Yeah,
than you, so something like that. Yeah.
exactly that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Migdalia.
No, thank you.
Thank you very much for agreeing to do this and for sharing your experience. I know here in the UK, time is very important. Most people work based on time, and you made out 40 minutes of your time to do this. Thank you very
Of
much.
course.
Thank
Of
you.
course.
I
Anytime.
can't pay you. I mean, I can't pay you for your time, but
No, it's fine. Anytime. If it's about helping people, I'm always
yeah,
up for it, and inspiring people. So it's been an honor, and I'm very grateful.
thank you. Thank you very much.
Have a lovely
I'll send
day.
you a gift later, a book, and
Oh, lovely.
God bless you.
Thank you.